Behaviour modification refers to the behaviour change techniques which aim to decrease or increase a particular behaviour. This analysis and modification of human behaviour has been around for a number of years and has been particularly successful in treating a number of nervous habits. There are many nervous habits that face our population, and one of the most common is nail biting. According to a New York article by Rachel Retner, this affects 1/3 of young children, 44% of young teenagers, and 29% of adults. Generally, the main cause is due to nerves and stress, but depending on the person's individual circumstances, it can arise at any time. Some even nail bite when bored, alone, watching TV, or even whilst relaxing. This habit is continued because the person gains some sort of satisfaction from the biting. This may make them feel more relaxed or even distract them from unpleasant thoughts. This biting rewards them, which then encourages and reinforces the person to continue to engage in the behaviour. An important question in all of this is, does nail biting really have detrimental effects? And the answer is yes. This seemingly harmless habit can impose health risks due to the spread of germs and can even cause dental misalignment in young children. The good news though is this habit is possible to combat. Behaviour modification, in particular habit reversal procedures, have aimed and successfully decreased the frequency of nail biting in a number of people. Initially, the person must want to change the habit of nail biting before techniques can be implemented. The first step is the identification of the triggers of the habit and the recording of it. This is the first component of habit reversal therapy, which is self-awareness training. The person records the frequency and becomes consciously aware of the triggers by asking themselves questions such as, what was happening before I started the nail biting? Where was I? Who was I with? And what was I thinking just before I started biting? Once a person has begun to identify and become more self-aware, it can then be tackled with a competing response. A competing response is a behaviour incompatible with the habit behaviour. For example, this may be an action such as squeezing a stress ball, placing hands in a pocket, wearing gloves, or even clenching fists. Each individual is different, so it is important to identify what would be most appropriate and effective for the person. Developing a long-term goal is great, but it is the short-term goals that eventually lead to the end goal. It is harder for a person to say, okay, I know it can help me, what can help me stop biting my nails, and I'm going to stop this immediately. But it is easier and more realistic to say, I'm not going to be able to stop biting my fingernails today, but I am going to be aware of when I'm doing it and try my hardest not to put my fingers in my mouth or take them out. Social support is another key component of habit reversal therapy. So letting those around you know, be aware of your habits such as friends and family, and tell you and help you prompt to use the desired competing response is very important. This is just a quick summary of habit reversal procedures to reduce nail biting, but these components are and have been effectively used in combating this extremely nervous habit and common nervous habit. I hope this helps. Thanks for listening.